Hello, Snack Dick. Buenas tardes. Oh, I don't know if you can see it, guys. That's really a weird friggin' looking cloud over there. It looks like you don't think that's an atomic mushroom over there. Huh? Mushroom cloud? Man, that thing is weird looking, huh? I think they got a brush fire over there. Who the hell knows? Good afternoon, everybody. Tuesday afternoon on the Avenue of Love, at the intersection of the Avenue of Love and the Street of Broken Dreams here. Out with Mandy, aka Mrs. Peabody, and Georgie, aka Mofo. Mofo, because once in a while Georgie likes to come up and just suddenly attack my feet, you know, nibble my shoe real hard, just so I know who's the boss of the operation. So I think he gets kind of jealous when I'm hanging around Jen and stuff, but he's a good boy. And of course Mrs. Peabody, because well, she's been doing a lot better lately, but she's a whiz all the time. Good old Mandy. But I'll tell you, Mandy's a hell of a nice watchdog, gives you a lot of comfort. Beautiful. Yesterday we were melting, boys. It was a nut meltdown down here. We could have had a nut roast, right? And guys were screaming out there. I tell you, anytime it gets above 90 degrees, the guys are going nuts up here on the Avenue of Love. But, you know, it's about 78 degrees. Absolutely beautiful. Chamber of Commerce weather. And a good day all around. Nothing bad happened at the gym. Nothing weird happened for a change, and that's a good thing. The city is quiet these days, the city of Santa Rosa, because school is out. Things are gearing down. A couple more weeks we'll reach the low point of summertime here, and then all the back to school BS will be starting up, and then we'll be dodging young punks out here. But yeah, it's kind of weird when the temperature's down. Here comes an old bomber mofo, and looks like a 1932 Ford. Yeah. It looks like something John Boy would be running in the Baltons. But good day today. You know, sometimes I tell you guys, you get trannies, and I use the term because I'm allowed to. It's like black people using the N-word. Well, trannies, you know, I'm allowed to use the tranny word, and sometimes they can be their own worst enemies. And I tell you, I got this email. I was at the gym and I was checking my mail today, and this girl's about at the same situation, and one of the Dumb and Dumber were down in Tennessee, and Dumb took off for California and ended up in a Facebook photo down there in Palm Springs. And I'm thinking to myself, oh my God, the poor girl that she moved in with down there. We'll see how long that romance. But and of course Dumber went up to Minnesota and is working up there now. But this other girl is like, you know, I'm in the same situation that Dumber's in. You know, I got a wife, I got 6 kids, I live here in Utah. You can imagine what it's like to be transgender here in Utah, right? Well, I mean, you talk about being immediately drummed out of the place, out of society. She said, you know, I'm just thinking about hanging it all and splitting, because you know, I just can't take it anymore, this living this closeted life. And I replied, we got to texting each other on Facebook, and you know, I'm not on Facebook and Messenger too often, but we got there and chatting, because I'm concerned whenever somebody's going to do something like that and just take off for parts unknown. And I said, what about your kids? And she's like, well, fuck it, you know, let my wife take care of them. I'm thinking to myself, these kids, you've built these, you know, this guy was a chemical engineer down there outside of out of Salt Lake. I don't know, whether some rocket fuel plant or something like that. And you know, sadly, he's going to be taking off next week. Also for California, don't come my way. And I just felt it's kind of sad, you know, when you, I mean, I know the urges and stuff of being transgendered and the compelling to make you want to go forward to realize your dream of living in the right gender and all that. But I tell you again, when kids are involved, it's just heartbreaking, because inevitably what happens, and what will happen in the case of Dummer up in Minnesota now, is Dummer's family will just experience a free fall into poverty. You know, it's because as the word spreads around the major sporting events and stuff like that, that Dummer's transgendered. Although it's always a honeymoon the first couple months when everybody comes out of the woodwork and tells you, oh, it's so great, you know, we'll be all supportive of you. What usually happens is the second you leave that office, they're on the phone calling human resources and saying, we need an exit strategy from this one. And before you know it, your opportunities start to dry up. And then you got nothing to send home, right? And Dummer's family back in Tennessee are the ones to pay the ultimate price. Hey, I'm not saying don't transition, but I'll tell you, when you have kids, it just puts a whole new dimension on top of stuff, and you've got to really rise above and not put yourself first. You took on that responsibility to have those kids, and it's so easy, like Dummer, to just go floating into outer space without a care in the world, and la la la, and life is beautiful, and you know, but it's tragic. It's not beautiful for the ones that you the ones that you're supposed to care about. And that's the stuff that tears me up so much when I think about the price that other people pay. Because of course, as I've said for a year and a half, your transition is their transition too, and they didn't have the years to come to grips with your secret life, and you know what you've done in your closet taking hormones on the sly and all those kind of things. No way, no shape, no how have those kids even come close to adjusting to the reality of what it's going to mean for you being out of their lives. And it's just a tragedy of untold dimensions, and it's the kind of stuff that keeps me up at night. And Jen and I talk about it, and we just shake our heads. Hey, I'm not here telling you if I've always made the right move, but when it came time to do some things like doing the right thing for others, I unfailingly always tried to put the family first and made sure my kids were basically raised before I started easing out of the picture. And because of that, and because of doing the right thing, the kids, after their initial shock, have come around to accepting, and gradually over time dealing with it more and more. But I'll tell you what, if you leave those kids' lives, you might think, well, I'll maybe see you at Christmas or something like that. They're not even going to know you. After a year or so, you're just going to be a discomfort to be around the. You're going to be a discomfort to be around the family, and your ex is going to have full custody, and you're going to have no visitation rights whatsoever, which you shouldn't have, because you took off and fled town instead of, I don't want to say instead of being a man, I'll put it this way, instead of manning up and doing the right thing. So when this gal texted me today, that messaged me on Facebook, that she saw some of my comments, and they were kind of harsh about Dummer. And Dummer replied to him today about, oh, I've been on hormones 2 years. I mean, it's a bald-faced lie. Dummer said in her video when she was picking up Dumb down in Florida that she just started on her hormones, and that wasn't even 6 months ago. So, you know, once a liar, always a liar, and unfortunately, it just seems so easy to lie these days and just bullshit about so much stuff that eventually you can just start fooling yourself with your own bullshit and constructing your own fairy tale. And of course, the ones that pay, you pay in the end, because you end up probably being a jumper But in the short and intermediate term, it's your family that pays the heaviest price, because they didn't have the benefit of all of your years of secretive thinking and closeted behavior. It just had to come out and fall on them like a wall of bricks, and then you expect, because they have a negative reaction to that, oh, it's their fault that they don't accept me. Bullshit. That has to be earned. That has to be fucking earned out there. And when people talk about that, transgender people, and so many people say they're the most selfish people in the world, and in so many ways they're right. Because when you're transgender and stuff, it often becomes all about you. Well, that's my take on it anyway, and I'm not one for any families being disrupted, and kids first and loved ones first. And if you really love your kids, they've always got to be first. All right, everybody, thanks for watching today.